Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So all of you copy the question which is going to present now, which I am going to present now. You all of you copy that question. We will solve that question today. Okay. Once it is done, please let me know. Once the copying the question is done, inform me so that I will start solving the answer. All of you copy that question, whichever I have presented now. Can I see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, copy this question. See, copy that properly so that I will give the question based on similar question. I'll give the quiz to upload the same thing for the Google Classroom. So write down that properly. While writing, mention your name, USN, signature for all the sheets. You have to convert that to PDF. You have to upload. Any issues with the last class uploading? Any issue with the uploading of a material, whichever I given in the last class?
Sir, I'm in village, but I can't upload. So that's
What
some
is the reason?
network issue.
Okay. At
Sir,
least
I'm
you
in
post
village,
it in
sir.
WhatsApp. Hello.
Sir, tell me, sir.
You at least you mail to this mail ID.
Okay, sir.
I'm
I
typing
will
now.
tell, sir. Okay, sir.
All of you make a note of this. Okay, you can mail if it is not possible to upload. That too within the time. Within the allotted time, you have to mail me. Then only I'll consider. Convert that to PDF and then upload. This is my mail ID. All of you copy that question fast. And if you have a steam table, that also you please be ready with the steam table. If you have a steam table Moliere chart, be ready with that. Be ready with the Moliere chart. Because today we will solve the problem based on Moliere chart. As it is a steam turbine, we will start the problem based on Moliere. Okay, I hope you have copied that question. I hope this question you have copied. Okay, and also I told you to open the steam table. If you're having a steam table, you open, or else no issue. I'll explain the concept, how to solve. Later on, you can go for the steam table, have a look of the steam table, take the values from the steam table. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now we will solve the problems, today's problem. What he has given, understand carefully, because this same problem may come for the next chapter also. Similar kind of problem. Okay. See what he has given a dry saturated steam. I don't know which turbine it is, whether it is a multi-stage or a single stage. First, we understood that it is a dry saturated steam. First, we will go for that. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. Yeah. Now the given question is a dry saturated steam. Let me write that. Dry steam is allowing passing through the steam. What is the dry steam condition? P is equal to 10 bar. The inlet condition of the steam which is passing is 10 bar. I will give the figure also for this. And is supplied to a single rotor. Single rotor means what? It is a D level turbine. In the next sentence, he has given single rotor. That is nothing but D level turbine. You can know in the earlier problem, this was the first sentence he used to give. Now he has given the second sentence. The very initial condition of the steam is 10 bar. Okay. And axial flow turbine, the condenser pressure is 0.5 bar. This is also important one. That is condenser pressure. Is equal to 0.5 bar. This is the condenser pressure given. Okay, so what I'll do is this P, dry saturated steam, I'll take it as a boiler pressure, and this condenser pressure, I'll take it as PC. Notation PB for 10 bar and PC is 0.5 bar. Dry saturated steam is boiler pressure 10 bar. I'll tell you the figure. The nozzle efficiency is 94%. And okay, 94%. And the nozzle angle at the inlet of the rotor is alpha 1 is 18 degree. Till from here, you know, I think probably you'll be knowing how to solve. Alpha 1 is 80 degree. The rotor blades are equiangular. That means beta 1 is equal to beta 2. How much? I don't know. Let it be. And then moves at a speed of 450 meters per second. That is, it rotates. It rotates the speed of U is equal to 450 meters per second. The turbine is rotating at this speed. If the coefficient of velocity of the rotor blades are CB is the coefficient of velocity 0.92, find the specific power output. He is asking you to find out the specific power output. That means W, small w is equal to how much? It is nothing but energy transfer through a turbo machine. Specific power output is small w, or it is nothing but energy transfer through a turbo machine. Next, rotor efficiency is nothing but blade efficiency. What is the blade efficiency? And stage efficiency. What is stage efficiency? Axial thrust. It is denoted by AT or FE. Both are correct. You can denote by anything. Axial thrust and direction of the exit steam. Direction of exit steam. That is nothing but alpha 2 is how much. So this is the data given. Okay, how to solve this problem? Whenever the pressure, steam pressure at the inlet and outlet is given, how to solve the problem? That is important for us. Okay. So to go for this, what is the procedure? There is some procedure to solve. What is that procedure is? So assume that there is a turbine here. I'll draw small figure. There is a turbine here. Okay. Then there is a boiler. This is called boiler. This is called turbine. From the boiler, the steam is passing. What should be the stage of a steam which is passing from the boiler? It should be superheated, correct? Then only it can rotate the turbine. But in this condition, here in this problem he has given, this is not a superheated condition. The steam which is coming from the boiler is dry saturated at P is equal to 10 bar. This is the condition given. Not superheated, he has given P is equal to 10 bar. After ejecting on the steam turbine, the steam which is going out, this is the steam which is going out. This will also having a steam which is passing outside, will also be having a pressure. That pressure is called as condenser pressure, which is equal to 0.5 bar. That means the inlet steam, or it is also called as a boiler pressure, is 10 bar and the condenser pressure is 0.5 bar. These two are the bar pressures given. Okay. After doing its work, the steam will go out. No, that steam will also be having a pressure. How much pressure? It is having only 0.5 bar. What is the pressure it is taking in? It is taking in at a pressure of 10 bars. So 9.5 bar is converted to rotation of the turbine. That is the meaning of this boiler pressure and condenser pressure. Any doubts with these two? Any doubts with these two? Hello?
No, sir.
So that is the meaning of that given condition. See, in some problem he may give, instead of dry saturated, he may give superheated also. He may give wet steam, he won't give either superheated or dry steam. But the problem procedure is same. Okay, how to solve this problem? So here he has given the nozzle efficiency also. How to get the values here? So whether U is given? Yes, U is given for us. Alpha 1 is given. How to construct a velocity triangle? If I want to go for the velocity triangle, inlet velocity triangle, what are all the three parameters required? I told three parameters are mandatory to draw the velocity triangle. What are all they? Anyone? To draw the velocity triangle properly, three parameters are mandatory. First one is U, second is alpha 1, third one is V1. If you know these three, you can complete the velocity inlet velocity triangle easily. And to go for the outlet triangle, we want two parameters. One is CB and one is beta 2. If you know these two, I can go for outlet velocity triangle easily. But for this problem, whether all the three parameters are given, that is U, V1 and alpha 1.
No, sir.
No,
sir, we have to find V1 here.
Yes, we have to find V1. To find out V1, these values are given. That is PB, P condenser and nozzle pressure. See, all these three conditions, whatever I given is just to identify V1. See, these parameters, what he has given till here, these parameters are only used to find V1. Clear? V1 can be either directly he can give or he can give in this way. So using these three conditions, I will go for V1. So how to find out V1? That V1 can be identified, determined with the help of steam turbine. See here, observe this carefully, how to draw that. To find V1, we make use of steam turbine, steam charts, that is steam tables, or it is also called, we are going to see the Mollier charts, for example. So Mollier chart, how it will be? If you go for the Mollier chart later, I will draw the graph. You check out here. See, whatever the exercise I am doing now, it is only to find out V1. After finding V1, you can do by yourself all the problem. So I will stress more how to find out V1 once PB, PC and nozzle efficiency is given. PB is nothing but a boiler pressure, PC is a condenser pressure, and efficiency of nozzle is given. Whenever those three are given, how to go for finding V1. See, this is the Mollier chart. Okay, if you're having a steam table, you can go open that, or you can first you observe the procedure. You find out in your Mollier chart whether the values are correct or not. See, in the x-axis, there will be entropy. That is S is equal to entropy, and in the y-axis it will be H, that is enthalpy. These HS diagram. This is properly known as HS diagram. So in this, I think probably you have observed there may be one. You observed that there was having a thick line. Have you observed this line, this curve in a Mollier chart or HS diagram? This was the graph. It was having And this indicates what? Can anyone remember in BTD or done? So I will not cover whatever unnecessary things, whatever the necessary things for my chapter, only cover those things. So can anyone tell what is the name of this curve? In a
Pressure,
HF
sir, I
diagram?
think.
Huh?
Pressure?
This curve is called as,
Saturation line.
yes, dry saturated line. This line is called as dry saturated line. In the same Mollier chart, you will be having one more curve. I'll show that. Those curve will be like this. Like this. So these curves are called as pressure curves. Okay. So this will be P, this will be P, this will be P. For example, let me take this as something, this as 100 bar, and this will be 10, this will be 6, this will be 5 something, or else this will be 0.5, like that it will be having. Correct? This will be having these kind. If you do not remember, you please go for the Mollier chart. You please go for the Mollier chart and check out. You will be having HS diagram. In that HS diagram, there is one thick curve called as dry saturated line, and one more few curves which represents the pressures. Okay, this is enough for me to explain. So now what we have to do? We have to go for see now. See here, this is called dry saturated line, and these are all called as pressure. So what is the boiler pressure given? The boiler pressure is 10 bar and it is dry saturated. Where is the dry saturated curve in this line, in this figure? This black color thick what I have drawn, this is called dry saturated line. That means you came to know that the steam is a dry saturated. It may be somewhere on this curve. Where it has to be fixed, you go for the pressure. What is the pressure given? 10 bars. So coincide the dry saturated curve and 10 bar. So this is a dry saturated curve and 10 bar. Where is the 10 bar? This is 100 bar, 10, 6 and 5. Those two will coincide at this point. Can you all see? Can you all follow? The dry saturated and 10 bar is going to coincide at that point. So I'll mark that first. So this is the point where I am going to coincide the dry saturated steam as well as the pressure of 10 bar. You mark that. Then what you're supposed to do? You move horizontally. Can you see here? You move horizontally. Till where? Till it reaches y axis. The point where it reaches this point is called as H1. You remember this as H1. That means the inlet condition of the steam is that H1, or it is also called as boiler, H boiler. We can call it as H1 or enthalpy of boiler. Condition of the steam at the boiler. That is a one thing. Then what he has given, the exit pressure is 0.5 bar. So what you're supposed to do, from this point, from the intersection point of dry saturated and 10 bar, you drop a vertical line. You drop a vertical line where it reaches the 0.5 bar. Where is the 0.5 bar? You can see here. This is a 0.5 bar. So that I am dropping down the vertical line. And I'll coincide this point. I'll make a note of this. And I'll move horizontally. If I move horizontally, I will get H condenser. I will get H condenser ideally. Ideally means that is a dash. H condenser ideal condition. This is ideal condition. But in actual case, what will happen? This is not happening in actual condition. Actual case, the curve may shift some 0.5 bar only, but it will shift here. This will be the actual condition of the steam which is going out. So if I take that horizontal line, if I take the horizontal line from that point, this is called HC. This is called condenser pressure, which is going out actually. But in the given condition, in the given problem, with the given data, I cannot find out HC. I can only find HC dash. So as per the given data, first one, what I did first, with the help of dry and P boiler is equal to 10 bar, I found out H1. Okay, that is correct. Then second, what we did, with the help of PC is equal to 0.5 bar, What did I done? I dropped down the vertical line from H1 and I found out H2 dash, where this is called as ideal exit condition. And H2 is actual exit condition of steam. So actually we want actual condition of the steam, but he has not given in this question. He has not given actual condition of the steam. So only we can take out H1 and H2. So I will give the values now. You can cross verify later on. So H1 from the graph, I got 2780 joules per kg. This is the H1 value I got from the Mollier chart. And what about H, whether I will get H2 dash or H2? I will get H2 dash. So H2 dash is equal to, what is the value of H2 dash I got? 2270. This is kilojoules per kg. Above also, that is also kilojoules. This is also kilojoules per kg. I got both the values. Please, anybody tell me if you're having any doubt, let me know that.
So can you please repeat the whole process of the start from the start?
Okay. I'll repeat the process. You just see here. So first you draw the HS diagram. The HS diagram will be there with you if you go for the steam table. In that HS diagram, you can find out a thick line, thick curve. That curve, name of that curve is dry saturated line. Along with that, you can also see the red color line, what I have shown, that is indicating a pressures. You will be having that thick line, that thick curve. That thick curve indicates a dry saturated line or a dry saturated curve, and the red color curve indicates the pressures. So what is the initial condition given? Initial condition given is the steam is dry steam and 10 bar. So where is the dry steam curve? Where is the dry saturated line? That black color is a dry saturated curve and 10 bar. Okay, I'll use the mouse. Just a minute. Oh. Can you see the pointer? Can you see the cursor there? Just a minute. See, the black color indicates the dry saturated curve and the red color indicates pressure. First coincide the first condition. What is that? It is given the dry saturated steam and 10 bar. So I coincided the first point. And I have drawn the horizontal line, and that line, wherever it is intersecting the H point, y-axis, that is nothing but energy of the steam at the inlet. That is nothing but enthalpy of the steam at the inlet, or it is also called as boiler enthalpy. Okay, so I am going to denote that as HB. I am going to write down that as HB, or you can also write as H1. Okay, then if you drop down vertically, where that vertical line strikes the pressure of outlet, that is condenser pressure, that is called ideal condition. So you will get H2 at this location. At this location, if I drop down vertically, I will get this point. So this point is called as second condition or ideal condition. You can also write down that note as like this. This is called 2 dash ideal condition, and this is called 2 actual condition. But actually what is happening? It is going to, the steam is going reducing its energy from this point, the steam is reducing its energy from here, from this point to this point in actual case. Okay, but in ideal case, what is happening? I don't know this condition, how to take this. So what I'll do, simply I'll drop vertical line. Simply I will drop the vertical line. I'll get the ideal condition at the exit. So this is 2 dash. So if I move horizontally, I will get HC, condenser enthalpy dash, ideally. This 2 is nowhere required, but just I have shown you what is happening actually. Actually, it will drop, the energy of the steam will drop like this in a curved format. But in actual case, this is the case. But in ideal case, it is going to drop as a vertical line. This is not happening. But from the graph, I can take only the actual case, ideal case. I cannot take the actual. I cannot take the 2 value. I can take only 2 dash. So I done this exercise. I dropped down and I moved horizontally. I got HC dash. Okay. What about H1? H1 is nothing but what? H1 is nothing but boiler enthalpy. This is also called as HB. Okay, and this H2 dash is also called as H condenser dash, and H2 is called as HC. And this H2 dash is called as H condenser dash. Any doubts now? Anybody having doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, I will proceed now. I got the values from the steam table now. From the Molière chart, I got these values. So why I'm going to do this exercise? This exercise I have done only to find out V1. Okay, so now I'll go for finding the V1. How to go for the V1? So there is a standard formula where the nozzle efficiency,
So where is HC dash on the graph?
HC dash in the graph is this. In the
Sorry,
graph,
Z dash.
HZ dash.
Yeah, you wrote HZ dash right in the last part.
Here, this is HC. HCZ or
H2.
H2. This is 2.
Okay.
Either you can call it as H2 or HC. HC is in terms of condenser. H2 is nothing but outlet. To tell it as a condenser. Either you can take H1 or H2 or HC. Next. Now we'll go for nozzle efficiency is equal to half into V1 square divided by delta H dash. So that is called as half into V1 square divided by H1 minus H2 dash, or it is also called as half into V1 square divided by H boiler minus H condenser dash. You can take in any way. Clear? But the formula is half into V1 square by delta H dash, ideal condition. So in this, what are all the values you know? You know nozzle efficiency. You know the value of H1 or HB. You know the value of HC dash or H2 dash. We can easily take out V1. So what is the value of V1 in this? In meters per second. Can anyone tell? Yes.
979.2 meter per second, sir.
Okay. 979.2 meters per second. This is the value of V1. See, till now, whatever I done, this is only to find out the value of V1. I hope you understood how to find out the V1 if the pressures are given. If the conditions of the inlet and outlet stream is given, how to find out V1? This is the procedure. I'll go for the next page. Then I'll explain. Now the V1 is 979.2 meters per second. This is ready with you now. This value is ready with you now. 979.2 meters per second. This is ready with you. Now you are having V1. Also we are having V1 is ready with you. U is also ready. Alpha 1 is ready. So we'll go for, without second thought, we will go for the velocity triangle. How to go for the velocity triangle? Can anyone tell? First, what I should do? I should do to draw the velocity triangle, what I should do?
First U, sir.
Scale ratio. First go for scale ratio. What should be the scale ratio I'm supposed to take? There is a thumb rule to take a scale ratio. What is the thumb rule I am following? 1 centimeter is equal to, see, assume that the value of U should be 4 centimeter. Like that you take. Maximum 4 or minimum 3. If it is exceeding, then you'll be in trouble to fit that diagram in a sheet. So that the value of U is given 450. How to take that? So shall I take like this? 1 centimeter is equal to 112.5, or for better understanding, we will take 4.5 only for this problem, so that it is easily you can fit the diagram, I guess. Correct? So what I'll do, 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meters per second. We will take this 100 meter per second. So that U is 450. What is horizontal line I supposed to draw now? Draw the horizontal line equal to 4.5 centimeter. So which this represents Q. Any doubt? Hello? Okay, I hope there is no doubt. I'll proceed further. Yeah, tell me. So from this point,
No doubt.
Yeah, from the left end of the U, I wanted to draw alpha 1. Alpha 1 is 80 degree. So simply draw the line which is equal to 18 degree. This is alpha 1. 18 degree, you draw the line. I know on this line, I supposed to get V1. And I know the arrow mark is this direction. So I'll fix this. And what should be the length of V1? And your V1 I found out now, just now, that is 979.2. If it is 100 meter per second, the scale, as per the scale ratio, how much it will be now? You take the length of V1 as 9.792 meters centimeter. So probably it will end up to here. Then you drop down the vertical line. So you name this as VA1, put the arrow mark downward direction. Then you extend this line. From this end, you finish the triangle to the apex. Connect that triangle to the apex and then finish it. This is called VR1 or relative velocity at the inlet. VA1 is axial velocity at the inlet. V1 is absolute velocity at the inlet. Alpha 1 is angle of the nozzle, and this is called beta 1, angle of the blade at the inlet. And the distance from here to here, we are going to call it as VU1. That is viral velocity at the inlet, or it is also called as tangential velocity at the inlet. Viral velocity or tangential velocity. We came to know all the values from the inlet. So you put a table. Inlet table. This is not mandatory. Somebody asked in the last class. This is not mandatory, but it will be easy for you if you make a table for a table. So what to write here? You write in centimeters, meters per second. You write all the values. That is U, V1, VA1, VR1, VU1, then alpha 1, beta 1. So you put a table and mark the table along with the values. See, write down this problem very carefully, very neatly, because today I asked the same thing as a quiz. You have to submit this as a quiz. Clear? So write down the values in meters, centimeters and meters per second. I hope you can do this. Then we will go for outlet triangle. Outlet triangle. To go for the outlet triangle, something is required. What is that? Beta 2 is required. I'll go for the previous sheet. What is beta 2 value? He has given beta 1 is equal to beta 2. Beta 1 is equal to beta 2 he has given. And also we want CB. CB is known. So where will get beta 1 and beta 2? See here, if I draw the inlet triangle, I can get beta 1 and CB is given. So moving from outlet to inlet triangle to outlet triangle, we know that beta 1 is equal to beta 2. That is equal to, we will find from the table. And CB is equal to VR2 by VR1. So we will, CB is equal to how much? 0. Something it is given, 0.92. You find out the value and write down what I'll get from this. I will get VR2, how much it is. And also I'll get beta 2 from this. Then you draw the table. You complete the table properly. Centimeters, meters per second. So what are the things you want? U, V2, VA2, VR2, VU2, alpha 2, beta 2. So this is the outlet table where you are going to draw. This is not mandatory. Whatever it is asked, if you show that, that is enough. But this will be easy for you for substituting in the formulas. So VR2 we got and beta 2 we got. Say whatever the beta 1 is given, along with that same value as beta 2, you draw the line. If you draw the line as beta 2, if you draw the line here, so this line is called beta 2, angle is called beta 2, and the name of this line is called VR2. So once you know this, simply drop a vertical line, connect this, extend. So this line is called V2, and this is called VA2. So, and this is called alpha 2, and the distance from here to here, it is called as PU2. So inlet will also finish. All the values you can put, outlet also you can put everything. Without any problem, you can complete the inlet and outlet triangle. In this problem, only thing you are supposed to learn is what is V1, how to find out V1, because V1 is not given in the question. You're supposed to find out how to get the value of V1. Now I'll go for the unknowns. First unknown. What is the first unknown given? He is given the specific power output, that is a small w. Specific power output is small w, or Euler-Stefan equation E. The formula is U into VU1 plus VU2. Plus or minus. This may be plus or minus. You identify from the figure that already I explained. You know you'll be knowing V1, you'll be knowing VU2 from the figure. So find out W. It will be in terms of kilojoules per kg. This is finished. Then second unknown he has asked is blade efficiency. What is the formula for blade efficiency? W into half into V1 square. We know W above in the above step you got, and then half into V1 square also will get. So that multiply with 100, you'll get in terms of efficiency, percentage. So that is clear. What is the next step he is asking? Next step is asking stage efficiency. The formula for stage efficiency, if you go for the formula sheet, you can see that nozzle efficiency and then blade efficiency. So these two, multiplication of these two. Nozzle efficiency is given in the question. Blade efficiency we got in the previous step. So we get, if you multiply with 100, you will get stage efficiency in terms of percentage. Then the fourth unknown he is asking something. What is that? Axial thrust, FA. What is FA? The formula for FA or AT, axial thrust, is equal to m dot VA1 minus VA2. VA1 minus VA2. So we will get FA. This is also done in the previous class, I guess. This is in Newton. In the last unknown is asking, I'll write here, fifth. Shall I write here, fifth unknown? Fifth unknown is something is asking exit steam direction, that is alpha 2. Direction of the exit steam is asking, you tell the alpha 2 in degrees. So this completes all the unknowns, all the 5 unknowns. See, alpha 2 is nothing but exit steam direction. Direction of the steam at the exit is called as alpha 2. Yeah. If anybody having doubt, you please tell me. Hello?
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. But see, this W is equal to, what is the value for W or E? It is called as Euler's equation, or it is also called as work done, or it is also called as specific power output. Specific power output is a small w. If it is a power output, capital W with dot. Okay. Or it is also called as P. So all of you make a note of this very properly, very neatly, and then draw the figure to the actual scale. The same question I given in the Google Classroom. Okay. Draw the figure neatly and then get the values properly. Submit as a PDF file. At the bottom of the file, you're supposed to write your name, USN, put your signature and page number. This is mandatory. Anybody having issue or anybody having doubts? Hello? Have you copied the question? Have you copied the answers? These formulas and all, it is done.
1 minute, sir.
You copy the formulas, everything, because it is required for today's quiz. Those who are done, those who have done, type your US number and name in the chat box. Type your US, just US number is enough. Type your US number and you can leave the class. Those who are done, you can leave the class. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.